Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. I just want to do a quick video to add to my channel. I don't do many unboxing videos or reviews. When I was searching the internet or searching YouTube for this specific product, I couldn't find anything on it, so I decided I would put something out there for anyone else who may be thinking about buying this. The MXR M239 Mini ISO-Brick. I've been looking at this for a while because I have a small pedal board I use for my acoustic guitar setup, and I needed to power it. I've been using a one spot, but I've been getting a lot of noise with it, so my only option was to find an isolated power brick. It's not a big pedal board, so I didn't want some huge 12-port power brick under my board and kind of defeat the purpose of having a small board. One of the ports is 18 volt, and that was important to me because I use a Radial Tonebone preamp for my setup. Radial says that I can use an 18 volt power supply as long as it has 250 milliamp. Well, the MXR M239 has 4 9-volt outputs and one 18 volt output up to 800 milliamps, so it was a no-brainer. You just have to use a reverse polarity cable or else it won't work. So I went to Sweetwater, found the Mini ISO-Brick for $99 and the polarity cable, ordered them both, and they're here. So we're going to do a quick unboxing so everybody can see it and take a look at it and decide if maybe it's right for you. So right now we're going to go ahead and open this up and let everybody see it. I'll install it on my board. I'll get a couple of shots of it, let you guys see how it looks installed. And don't laugh at my work area. This is an actual work area. This is not a studio setup, or this is where I actually produce all of my videos, anything that I record. All of the vlogs that my daughter and I do, it's all done right here at this desk with these 3 computers. So okay, let's get on with the unboxing. And as you can see from the label, everything I buy is from Sweetwater. If you decide you want one of these, give Sweetwater a call. Ask for my rep, Nick Thomas. He is a great guy, a great Sweetwater rep. I mean, just top-notch guy. He calls on me, checks on me, and yeah, Nick Thomas, T-A-M-E-Z. He will hook you up. That's Sweetwater. Alright, we got the standard Sweetwater booklet, information booklet, and your invoice. As always, comes very nicely packed in the bubble wrap and all that stuff. There's the actual brick. There's Sweetwater's bag of candy they always send me. When my daughter gets home from school, she'll be happy to have that. There's the reverse polarity cable. Probably a little bit longer than I needed, but you never know. You can always wrap up the extra length in a service loop. And that's a 2.1 millimeter straight barrel plug. It's reverse polarity. And I believe it's center positive. I'll have to look to make sure, but I believe that's right. When it's Christmas time, you can tell. Sweetwater sends out their 14-inch thick catalog for the season. I don't even know who uses catalogs anymore. If I don't find it online, then I usually go to another store. Okay. But that never happens with Sweetwater. Alright. This is the actual power brick, the M239 Mini ISO-Brick. You can tell it's going to be small because that's a teeny tiny box. I'll let you get a quick look at that. Let's see what it looks like here. Wow. So it's actually 2 boxes in here. It's got a ISO brick in one side and the cable's in another one. So that is small. Look how small that is. We're going to pull out the brick first. That's the power supply, okay. And let's see that. And there's a box of cables, your connectors that go to your pedals. And it may come with a reverse polarity cable. I have no clue yet. You've got your 18-volt adapter to plug in once it's mounted. And it comes with feet there. If you're gonna, I guess if you're just gonna lay it flat somewhere. I'm going to mount it to the bottom of my pedal board with Velcro, so I probably won't use those. Okay, let's take a look at this. 18-volt adapter. Oop. It comes with all your overseas power plugs, so it's compatible if you use it somewhere other than the US. That's the European. Okay. That's all that comes in that box. Let's see. Yeah, it's just your standard 18-volt supply. So it is okay for international use. Okay. Here's your cables. I have no clue what all they come with. It's 2.1 millimeter barrel connector. There's another. Looks like one end is a 90 degree and one end is a straight. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth connector actually is so you can jump 2 pedals from one output. So this thing has enough juice, has enough milliamps to where you can actually daisy chain from each channel. So that's very nice to have. That's alright that they send that to me. I'll definitely end up using that. Because off of my pedal board I use a TC Helicon mic mechanic when I play harmonica. And I don't have it all the time, but to have this with me, be able to jump it off my board when I do want to use it, keep this in my bag, I mean, that's really handy. So it's alright. So let's move that out of the way and we'll actually open up the actual brick. Wow, that is teeny tiny. That's even smaller than I thought it was going to be. Let's get a close-up look at that. That is so small. Let's see if I can get some kind of a comparison here. Well, you can see there's a Benchmade bug out pocket knife. Here's a standard iPhone 8. This is not the iPhone 8 Plus. This is a standard iPhone 8, my work phone. And you can see that it's smaller than that. It's barely longer than the iPhone is wide. 300 milliamp outputs, 4 of them. That's pretty good because most pedals, most standard pedals, if they're not digital, they only use 100 milliamps. So the actual 18-volt output there can go up to 800 milliamps. And just for a quick size comparison, I don't have much to compare it to, but I'll say here's a dollar bill. Everybody knows what size a dollar bill is. You can actually cover it quite easily. And there you go. Barely half the size of barely half the length of a dollar bill. I'm actually surprised how small it is now that I've actually got it in my hands. Okay, well, let's get this thing installed and I will be right back to show it to you. Okay, just a quick update. I'm about halfway through installing it. I have my pedals all taken off my board and laid over there. I'm not going to lie, it felt good to take that one spot off of there. Not that I've had that much problem with it, but lately I've just been getting a lot of noise and hum with it. But here we go. You can see this is the bottom of my Pedal Train Nano Plus. I had this extra Velcro here already from where I would wrap up all the extra cord from the one spot, and I would Velcro it to the bottom of the board to keep it out of the way. It still has about 1/8 of an inch of clearance before it touches the desk, so it's good to go. I'm going to go ahead and put my pedals back on here and get it powered up, and I will be right back to show you guys how it looks. I'll give you a quick little gear tour while I'm here. First of all, on my signal chain, I come into the Boss TU3S. It has a small buffer in there, so it really helps your signal take some of that edge off. I start with a Wampler Mini Ego. It stays on all the time. And by the way, this is my acoustic pedal board, so I have the Ego on all the time, unless there's just some crazy sound issue going on. It stays on. I just got the Canyon looper and delay. I like it a lot. There's a couple effects that I really use a lot. All I really needed was a simple delay, but I went ahead and got this one because it's got all kinds of crazy things, and every now and then I'll use a looper. My partner in the band uses his looper all the time. I rarely use it. A lot of times I'll do it if we're having a malfunction, changing strings. I'll throw in a quick loop just to have something in the background. Like I said, it's a Pedal Train Nano Plus board, so it's a little bit longer than the Nano. It fits an extra pedal. I use the Ibanez Classic Tube Screamer, the green Screamer, and the reason we use that is we're playing acoustic all the time, and we try as hard as we can to get the purest acoustic sound that we can get, but sometimes we like to have a little fun. Sometimes you're throwing a little overdrive on top of your clean signal and you can get the crowd going pretty good. So you can see that pedal is on, the tuner is on. This is an always on tuner. The power is on there. See the power come on the Tube Screamer. And the Tonebone, this is probably the most important piece of gear we carry on our boards. Radial makes an excellent product. I use several of their products. I have a couple passive DIs and a few other things. Mute switch, it's a completely silent mute. We use that all the time. I always use the DI out for to go to the PA. I very rarely ever use a 1/4 inch for anything. I never use a tuner out. But it's got your boost, your mute, you got your mids, you cut your frequency, it's got the sweepable mids. It's just a great piece of gear made like a tank. But anyway, that's my pedal board. I use MXR pancake cables between them because it takes up less room. And here's a quick look at the bottom. And there she is. All the pretty lights. It's working great. It's powering all the pedals great. It's a big deal to power that Tonebone. They make it such an issue with those 15-volt chargers. So there's your option. If you need something to power a Tonebone or a Radial product, this will work for you. And you can see I just got a little piece of Velcro in there. Got it Velcroed in. It's not going anywhere. What I did here, the cable management, I just took a couple small zip ties, put in there, and then put a piece of Velcro to hold the slack in there. May not be the prettiest in the world. It's how I do it. I mean, everybody's going to do something different. Whatever works for you is right. I've always thought that. So yeah, this works for me, and I believe it's going to work for you, especially if you use Radial products. And so it's one cord in, one cord out. You don't have a bunch of outputs coming in and out and have, you know, so many things to plug in when you're setting up for your show or your gig or whatever. You know, it just makes it so much easier when you can plug in one cord and go and have absolutely no noise. Well, I appreciate you watching the small Pedalboard tour and the unboxing of the MXR M239 Mini ISO-Brick. It's a great piece of equipment, highly recommended. Like I said, if you decide you want one, go see Nick Tamez at Sweetwater Music. He will hook you up. Tell him BobbyHancock.com sent you, and he is certainly a great guy to deal with. Everybody have a good day, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I appreciate you watching my channel. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe.